How many people actually retire with $1 million? Not, my house is worth $1 million. Not, I'll probably get there someday. I'm talking about real money, the kind that actually replaces your paycheck. Because here's what nobody wants to say out loud. Almost nobody gets there. And the weird part? Most people think they will. That's the gap. That's the illusion. And once you see it, it's hard to unsee. My name is Ari, and I spend way too much time thinking about money and why normal people who work hard, earn decent incomes, still end up financially stressed. And this is one of the clearest examples of how disconnected perception is from reality. Because somewhere along the way, people started believing that retiring with $1 million is typical, like it's just something that happens if you work long enough. But the actual data tells a very different story. Only about 3 out of 100 households reach $1 million in retirement accounts. 3. That's not average, that's rare. Now let's look at the other side. What do most people actually have? The median retirement savings is around $87,000, which means half of people have less than that. And here's where it gets more uncomfortable. Even people close to retirement, late 50s, early 60s, they're sitting around $185,000. That's after decades of working. Decades. Now pause for a second and ask yourself, what does $185,000 actually do for you when your paycheck stops? It's not freedom, it's limitation. It's the kind of number that forces decisions you don't want to make. A big reason people get this wrong is because of how they define wealth. They include everything: their house, their car, stuff they can't actually spend. So on paper, they feel ahead. But retirement doesn't run on paper. It runs on cash flow. Your house doesn't send you a monthly paycheck. Your car definitely doesn't. And unless you're willing to sell those things, they don't fund your life. So when we talk about $1 million in retirement, we're talking about money that actually shows up for you month after month. And when you narrow it down like that, the number of people who have it shrinks fast. Let's say you actually hit the million. What does it give you? Roughly $40,000 a year before taxes. Now think about that. After spending your entire life working, that's what your investments replace. This is where expectations break, because people imagine $1 million as luxury, but in reality, it's stability. Now add Social Security, and things improve. But here's the part most people underestimate. Your lifestyle determines everything. If your housing is handled, no rent, no mortgage, that same income feels comfortable. If it's not, you feel pressure immediately. Same number, completely different experience. So why don't more people reach it? It's not because they don't want to. It's because life keeps getting in the way in very normal ways. Costs go up, slowly but constantly. Groceries, rent, insurance, random expenses that show up at the worst time. And what happens? Saving becomes optional. Investing becomes something you'll get to later, and later keeps moving. Even disciplined people struggle with this, because it's not one big mistake, it's 1,000 small ones. And even when people do start investing, they get discouraged early, because the beginning feels slow. Painfully slow. You save $500. The market moves. Nothing exciting happens. So it feels like it's not working. But here's what's actually happening. The system is building quietly. At $50,000, growth feels small. At $200,000, it's noticeable. At $500,000, it starts to matter. And near $1 million, your money starts working harder than you do. Same effort, same behavior, different stage. And most people quit before they reach that stage. But if we're being honest, the biggest reason people never get there isn't math, it's lifestyle. Because modern spending feels normal. Car payments? Normal. Upgrading your apartment? Normal. Eating out multiple times a week? Normal. Subscriptions everywhere. Normal. Individually, none of this looks dangerous, but combined, it quietly eats your future. That's the trap. You don't feel like you're doing anything wrong, but you're constantly trading long-term freedom for short-term comfort. So yeah, $1 million doesn't go as far as it used to. But that's not the real story. The real story is how few people ever reach it. Not because they're incapable, but because the path requires something most people never fully commit to: consistency, patience, and the ability to ignore what everyone else is doing. Because in the end, $1 million isn't about looking rich. It's about something way more valuable. Waking up one day and realizing money isn't controlling your life anymore. And for most people, that's the part that actually matters.